Dynamic brake test. Take 17. So I've got this linear actuator with a stepping motor, and when it's enabled with holding current, it can hold 10 pounds. However, when I disable it, it starts to drop rather quickly. So we're going to try dynamic brake and see if we can affect how it drops. So if we take a look at the manual, 6F, bit 3. For a DC powered drive, that'll disable even after it stops. For an AC powered drive, you need bit 3, and I think bit 5 is a new feature for short the motor after it's stopped, dynamic brake to hold, like for a dropping crane, that sort of thing. So we're going to take a look at 6F and see what it's already set to. Get from RAM 0x6F, and you can see it's got a bit set already. That would be bit 4, which is, by the way, the max speed rather than max smoothness. So hexagonal or square limiting versus circular limiting. Anyways, I want to set bit 3. That's a decimal 24. So I'm going to set 0x6F to 24. That sets bits 4 and 3. And now when I disable the drive, it should drop slower. So you can see that it's still dropping, but it's much slower than when the motor wires are shorted together. So it's kind of like the setting moon now. We can see that the drive is disabled, and there's a little bit of current. The counts are still changing as it's dropping. Of course, you can hardware enable the drive, and it'll hold position. You can disable, and it'll short the motor wires and drop slower. You have to be careful with these systems. Dynamic braking or shorting motor wires together while you're running is normally not a good thing. I would recommend for coming to a controlled stop to use the stop parameters. It says brake, but you don't need a brake. It's just a stop parameter. And if you're running, it will come to a controlled stop. After you hardware disable, it will slow down according to the abort decel rate. And then it'll wait till you get to this really slow speed, and then it'll wait a little bit longer and then disable the output stage, thereby letting the system drop if it doesn't have a brake. Or if you got the motor wires shorted together, it will dynamic brake. But this is a much better way to come to a stop, and it still provides dynamic brake with bit 3 on a DC powered drive, and with AC powered drive there's a new feature, bit 5, which will, even if you have AC power, that's hot, so it can still be used to short the output. Just remember, it's hot. Stow, safe torque off, of course, will completely disable the output stage from anything. So this drive doesn't have a safe torque off feature. It just has normal hardware disables. Remove disable the drive before you unplug the high voltage. The high voltage, of course, powers the H-bridge. The 24-volt keep alive can keep the absolute position and whatnot. But that's dynamic brake feature. And do you want software enable? Yeah. Geez, if I disconnect, then it'll start dropping. Oh, it already is dropping because I'm disabled. All right, well, that's the end. Thanks for watching how not to drop your crane or smash your servo drive with 10 pounds. Thank you.